It's showtime at Homestead, Miami.
Andre Baranowskis at the line, steals it in the Indy 250.
Gordon to backstretch in trouble, there they go. Gordon to the wall, jumps right around.
Side by side on the final lap, coming to the checkered flag.
Steve Morgan, the last lap pass, and the victory in Las Vegas.
Welcome to the NOFSRL.
Hello everybody, this is Napa Fan here, and this is race number 12 in season number 4 of the NOFSRL Herr's Dash Series. Maybe the most anticipated race of the season for these guys, because for the first time ever on Napa Fan, we are going to race on the Charlotte Roval. Part of the All-Star weekend here for the Chick-fil-A Cup Series. Chick-fil-A Cup Series All-Star race tomorrow night. They're racing on the regular oval, of course. The Herr's Dash Series is going to test this place out and see how it all plays out here from the Charlotte Motor Speedway. We'll join alongside Ethan Lewis once again, and there's a big unknown coming into this race. None of these drivers have ever raced here before on Napa Fan. How do you think the race is going to play out here at the Charlotte Roval?
Well, it's definitely going to be tough with the new implemented chicane down the back stretch, and as well the front stretch chicane.
It'll be interesting to see how they go through that backstretch chicane, especially because the wall comes at you pretty quickly, and of course you want to be quick, you want to beat everyone here. But I think we're in store for a treat here for these Herr's Dash Series guys. They're going to put on a good show here on this Thursday afternoon. But either way, Eric Monaco leads in the championship standings, and I don't have the points pulled up, but I'm going to pull them up right now. Obviously, he led every single lap at Darlington a couple days ago, so he's definitely got a good advantage. He has 368 points towards the championship. Mason Brown, who finished second at Darlington, is 54 points behind. And then it's really starting to become a race between Monaco and Brown, because Silas Horta 75 behind, Matt Delio 92 behind, Nathan Baird 105 behind. That's the top 5 in points. Monaco definitely had good ratings for this series. He's midway through the field in this one. It's going to be intriguing to see if he can work his way through the field here. It's only an 11-lap race for the Roval 200K. Going to be interesting to see how it all plays out. Get these guys to roll off here. It's a pretty long pace lap here at the Charlotte Roval, so it'll take us a little while to get to the green flag. But Daniel McMillan in the number 38 will lead us to the green flag in the number 38, obviously. I don't know what I'm saying anymore. And he's alongside, man's alongside me in the booth, Ethan Lewis. There he was. I don't know where he went. There he is. Gonna catch up. It's a little odd racetrack here, the Charlotte Roval. But it's a very beautiful racetrack. The guys who made this did a fantastic job with the graphics and everything, so always nice to see a racetrack with good graphics. Nathan Baird and Justin Zeidel in row number 2. Of course, Zeidel did not have the best of runs at Darlington on Tuesday. Wants to rebound, possibly get a race victory. Bradley Ream, Sebastian Kukalon in row number 3. Bradley Ream, this is his home area. Comes from North Carolina. Would love to get the first ever Roval win on Napa Fan. Got Justin Lightning, Mike Thompson there in row number 4. Logan Williams and Mason Brown in row number 5. And Mason Brown starting 1 position ahead of Eric Monaco, who starts in 11th today at the Charlotte Roval. Hopefully they can get around here without much trouble. A bit of a jam up there in the inside lane, but I think everyone's rolling off, so a pretty big race. I mean, all these guys want to win the first ever Roval race, and looks like someone had an issue. It looks to be like Jordan Lopez, so with that we'll go ahead and reset it, and then get to the race here at the Charlotte Roval. Alright, we're back, and everybody's rolling off, so that's good. Gonna be interesting to see how this race plays out. It's the first ever Roval race that we've ever had on Napa Fan. Everyone wants to win it. Who do you think will go to victory lane here at the Charlotte Roval?
Well, I don't know. I mean, like we've seen the last few races, the pole sitter always has the advantage, and Daniel McMillan is on the pole right now, so I'm picking him.
Have to see if McMillan can do it. It's been a while since McMillan's won a race on Napa Fan. A couple wins in the Chick-fil-A Cup Series. He's going to have to race in the Open tomorrow night in the Chick-fil-A Cup Series. One of the most experienced drivers in that race tomorrow, so he might not even be in the All-Star race tomorrow over there. But I'm sure he'd love to win the first ever Roval race on Napa Fan. This is going to be a treat. Sit back and relax. 11 laps at the Charlotte Roval. Here we go. Ethan Lewis, Daniel McMillan. We're green flag racing at the Charlotte Roval for the first time ever on Napa Fan. Side by side, entering turn number 1. Lewis trying to get the run on the outside. Tap the wall. Monaco McMillan, you know, he led that Darlington race that we just did. He's infused into my brain now. McMillan gonna pull away, take the race lead. Ethan Lewis on the inside of Nathan Baird. That is for second. Baird will file behind him for third. Then it's Zidell and Bradley Ream, the top 5. Ream gonna try on Zidell. That is for the 4th position. Oh boy, he's really getting loose there, and he's going to lose a couple of positions right there to Kukulon and Justin Lightning. Eric Monaco, see how he's doing. He's not doing too well. Fall back a little bit from his starting position there. First time through the chicane. I think the front guys are going to do it pretty well. They're all spread out, which will definitely help them out. McMillan going to be the leader, heading into the bus stop chicane down the backstretch, but he gets a little loose there. Ethan Lewis, Nathan Baird, Zidell, and Kukulon, they all get by. Tap there from Logan Williams. But for the most part, everyone gets through it. Nice job by this whole field here, but we did have an issue. Nikolay Sykes, Trey Wright. Looks like they got caught up in something, and we'll go through all the accidents that occur. We are on a road course, of course, so no cautions. Well, what do you think about that first lap here at the Charlotte Roval?
It was definitely crazy. You saw they did make it work through the chicane too wide, which I'm very surprised at that.
Great job out of these drivers, because a lot of them have a lot of Napa fan experience, so definitely plays into that. Tough break for Trey Wright. He's actually 6th in the points coming into this race. Nikolay Sykes as well. Both of those guys are going to be out of the race, I do believe. But it does appear that Trey Wright will get back around to the pit lane. McMillan way overshot that corner. Here comes Ethan Lewis. Now, wouldn't it be something for you, who's calling the race with me, to win your first ever Napa fan race at the Roval while you're calling the race? Lewis is going to have a good shot here on McMillan. That 38 has some damage. The tough break there. Will Lewis make the move entering the chicane, or will he wait until another part on the racetrack? Going to stay behind him for now. They really get loose off the corner there. How about the top 4? They have pulled away from the rest of the field. Mason Brown a little wide. He's going to tap the wall. So will Logan Williams, but they're going to remain in their respective positions for the most part. Definitely wild there off the chicane. McMillan's going to be able to hold on to the race lead.
Yep. It looked like Logan Williams really didn't benefit from that. Lost a bunch of spots.
Now, Mason Brown definitely needs to finish ahead of Eric Monaco in this race if he wants to have a shot at this championship, I think. And right now he is. You know, just got to minimize the damage at this point. We still have 9 races left, including this one right now. Mason Brown is still ahead of Monaco in this event. Monaco only 2 positions behind him in 10th. Mason Brown is in 8th. Going to be interesting to see how those guys finish in today's race. Will one of them wreck in today's race? That's also a big factor, but how about the top 4? They have put 5 seconds on the rest of the field. Bradley Ream there in 5th. Then Justin Lightning, Owen Miles. Then we got a battle here, Brett Sierra and Mason Brown, but that outside does not work out too well. Monaco just overshot the wall right there. That's going to be interesting to see how many guys overshoot that corner. That seems to be the trouble spot here at the Charlotte Roval. They're closing in on Nikolay Sykes. McMillan's got to be careful getting around the lap truck.
There's a little contact there as they approaching the lap traffic.
And he's not getting around him. Going to move to the outside to have a shot. That's going to bring Ethan Lewis right on this lead battle. Not sure why McMillan's not trying to make a pass on the outside. Nathan Baird in the 0-2 gonna gain an advantage here. He might even go for the race lead. Look at this. All 4 cars for the race lead under a blanket. Here comes Ethan Lewis now. He's gonna have a run to the inside of McMillan for the top position. Nathan Baird, though, gonna work that outside lane on the number 20 machine. Not able to get to him quite yet. McMillan remains out front, and Baird in a battle with Ethan Lewis and Justin Zidell for second as Sykes pulls away in the 87. And look at Bradley Ream. He closed in 1.5 seconds that last lap right there. Great run for the 13.
Yep, they're side by side to the infield section, the 02 and the 20.
Nathan Baird's got to be careful here. McMillan again overshot the wall. And Baird just could not hold the outside. Zidell will go to 3rd. Here comes Bradley Ream. He is there. It looks like he's going to take 4th to the inside of Nathan Baird. McMillan is still yet to get around Nikolay Sykes here. He's finally going to get a move to the inside entering the bus stop chicane. He's got to be careful, though. He's going to be on the outside of the chicane. Here comes Ethan Lewis in the 20. He's going to have a run to the outside for the race lead. Zidell is here in the 98 as well, but McMillan will finally get around. Ethan Lewis got held up just a bit there by Sykes. Good stuff here at the Charlotte Roval, I gotta say. Bear, they split him 3 wide entering the second chicane. My goodness. Nathan Baird looks to take third away from Zidell. The top two have pulled away a little bit, McMillan and Ethan Lewis. Zidell still in the battle with Nathan Baird. Oh, Nathan Baird tapped it just a little bit right there. Bradley Reeves right there. How about Owen Miles? He's also closing in. Monaco. Where's Monaco? Uh-oh, he fell back. That's going to give a little bit of breathing room to Mason Brown, who leads this pack right here. He's currently in the 8th position. Looking to gain a few points in this race here at the Charlotte Roval on the points leader. Still in a big battle right here. These 3 guys, Baird, Zidell, and Ream, all on each other for the 3rd position.
Absolutely. As they work their way onto the back stretch, it'll be interesting if the 13 goes for a move. No, he will not.
Probably best idea not to try to make a move there, but Zidell went wide. He's going to tap the wall, get spun! Oh, man! He got wide through the chicane. His teammate, Bradley Ream, got to him, and Ream had nothing but to spin him around off the backstretch chicane. Meanwhile, Ethan Lewis doing all he can to get to McMillan. McMillan somehow has led every lap in this race, but it hasn't come as easy as Monaco's race win on Tuesday has. He's definitely had to work for it. These guys were all over his back bumper a couple laps ago. But Ethan Lewis still has a shot at this thing. He's right there on the number 38 machine. I mean, we've seen those guys overshoot that corner. And not only that, tire wear is also coming into play here. I mean, it's because we're not going to have any pit stops in this race doesn't mean the tires aren't going to fall off, and that's definitely happening here. I mean, you see the damage McMillan has in the 38 machine. We'll have to see if he can hold Ethan Lewis off.
If Daniel McMillan can just lead one more lap, he'll get the most laps led, but he, as I say, that he's in the wall.
Did it again. Keeps on overshooting that corner. I mean, they're doing it all throughout the field. Mason Brown in the 18 just did it. He's 6th now. Of course, Zidell fell way back. You see him in a battle now with Gatlin Downey deep in the field. He crossed the line in 19th that last time by. Eric Monaco is shown in 14th. He's to the inside of Logan Williams. But McMillan still holding on to the race lead. And as you mentioned, if he leads this lap right here, he'll get an extra bonus point towards the championship for leading the most laps here at the Charlotte Roval. And he will do so. 5 laps to go here in the Roval 200K. And a great battle between Daniel McMillan and Ethan Lewis.
It's over 3 seconds between 2nd to 3rd.
Nathan Baird's fallen off just a little bit, but he's in a solid position. Bradley Ream there in 4th. And it's Owen Miles, Mason Brown, Brett Sierra. Got a lot of battling going on here, as they're still trying to get around Nikolai Sykes, who had an issue early on in the race. Justin Lightning in the 21. Keisha Boyd, Derek Hamill all inside the top 10 right now. Monaco up to 11th now. Monaco fell back, but he has moved his way through the field very nicely. He just got around Jordan Lopez there and Alexander Rowe. I don't think Monaco's going to have enough time for the race win, but we'll have to see if he can close in on Mason Brown and maybe pull a couple more points off of 2nd place in the championship.
It's definitely helping the 20 get in that draft on the oval parts of the track.
Ethan Lewis trying to stay with McMillan here. I think McMillan just has a slightly slower race car than Lewis, but it is a difficult place to make a pass naturally. Of course, we see these guys make mistakes and they can make passes, but just to make a natural pass here is a little bit difficult. Going to be 4 laps to go here at the Charlotte Roval next time by. Race playing out very, very good for McMillan so far, but it's far from over here at the Charlotte Roval for the number 38.
As we've seen, the 38 is obviously the fastest car, as we saw from the qualifying results.
This would be 2 races in a row if McMillan were to win this one and lead every lap. 2 races in a row that the pole sitter has led every lap and gone on to win the race. And how about Nathan Baird here? Nathan Baird, Bradley Ream. It looks like they might be closing in a little bit on these guys. Mason Brown and Owen Miles in a battle. Brett Sear there as well. And Monaco looking to battle with Justin Lightning here in a couple of turns. I think he's going to have a shot on the 21 eventually. And still get around the number 87. Seidel's moved up to 15th. He's moved up pretty nicely in the field. Seems like McMillan might be getting a bit of an advantage here on Ethan Lewis here.
And it looks like the 87 has a hood missing, so that's probably hurting his arrow when it comes to this road course.
Like we mentioned, he was involved in a wreck earlier on, and that has definitely ended his chances of winning this race. He's a lap down at this point. Only 2 guys out. Mike Thompson also out. I'm not entirely sure what happened to him. Like I mentioned, we'll check to see what happened with all the wrecks when we get to the finish of the race. And then Trey Wright also out in the number 30. Tough break for Trey, like I mentioned, was 6th in the points coming into this race. Marty Johnson deep in the field in the 52. You actually see him there. And, I mean, they keep on overshooting that one corner there. That's been a very interesting thing in this race. I don't think McMillan's done too bad the last few laps because he has pulled away from Ethan Lewis. But it's not over yet.
I'm wondering if the 20 is slowing down a little because the gap from first to third has stayed the same.
Nathan Baird is closing in on these guys. McMillan, that's a hard hit right there. Ethan Lewis has not really been doing that. Neither really has Nathan Baird or Bradley Reed. McMillan really did it that last lap, but it's not really hurting him out too much. They're coming to 2 laps to go next time by. It's the biggest gap we've seen for the race lead all day long here in the Roval 200K. McMillan holding them off. Will he get another Napa fan win? It'll be his first one, I do believe, since he won the, I think it was the big one, actually. It was the NRLOA big one back in 2018. He actually won that race, but that was almost 2 years ago. No, I'm wrong about that. That was in 2017, I think. Now, I just can't remember now. I really can't remember. I think McMillan won the last big one that I did. Yeah, he did. So that was his last win back in 2018. So it's almost been 2 years for Daniel McMillan winning on NapaFan. It's a pretty big opportunity. Not only that, first ever Roval race on NapaFan. Yeah, pretty big deal to win this race, but it did not come easy for McMillan. I mean, we saw there how close Ethan Lewis and all those guys came to passing him. And it's not over yet, either. These guys are going to come on him, I think. If he hits that outside wall just a little bit more, Ethan Lewis is going to be right there for that race lead.
Well, it doesn't seem like the 20 has been capitalizing on him hitting the wall that much, as he only gained 7 1,000ths last time.
Nathan Baird and Bradley Ream are in a really tight battle for third, though. Ream really wants that podium position. I think everyone else is effectively out of contention for the race victory unless something catastrophic happens. Owen Miles and Mason Brown and Eric Monaco, you got to give him a lot of credit in this race. Got around Justin Lightning. He's gotten around a lot of guys. He's already up to the 10th position. Had an issue earlier on and sent him back through the field. But Monaco's still going to get a good point save, but he's going to lose a little bit of ground on Mason Brown. It's basically between Monaco and Brown for the championship at this point, and I know we're only on race 12 saying that, but those guys looking like they're going to be the contenders for this Herr's Dash Series championship. White flag in the air for Daniel McMillan at the Charlotte Roval. Been a very interesting race here today, and it's not quite over yet. Ethan Lewis within a second now on the number 38. One mistake out of McMillan. That could give Ethan Lewis his first career Napa fan win.
Absolutely, like you said, within a second. Hopefully he'll be able to draft down the oval parts of the track.
We're going to have to see how it all goes down. McMillan does seem to be losing a little bit of time. This is the corner that determines it all. He tapped it a little bit, but so did Lewis. Lewis going to lose a little bit more ground on him, I think. Baird and Ream might have a shot. I don't think so. Ream's going to have a chance at the third position, but that might have effectively done it. Only unless McMillan has trouble through the chicane. It's going to be his race to lose. And through the chicane for the final time today in the Roval 200K, Daniel McMillan looking to become the first ever Napa fan winner at the Charlotte Roval. It looks like he's going to do it. Starting on the pole and leading every lap of the race. A common theme this week in the Herr's Dash Series. But this one was not as easy as Thursday, or should I say Tuesday's race. Daniel McMillan will win the Roval 200K at the Charlotte Roval. Ethan Lewis, great run finishing in second. They were actually the two guys who started on the front row for this race. Nathan Baird and Bradley Ream. Owen Miles, Mason Brown. The top 6, I should say. And Brett Sierra, Derek Hamill, Keisha Boyd, Eric Monaco, our points leader, rounding out the top 10. But there's your race winner. Daniel McMillan gets it done here at the Roval. Let's go ahead and see what happened to knock out the couple of guys who had incidents in this race. Looks like the 4 had a wreck late in the going, Nathan Stapleton, and then the 28 of Mike Thompson and the 30 of Trey Wright. Well, Trey Wright had just hit that outside wall there, and he overshot the corner and flipped upside down. I mean, last weekend we saw flips at Martinsville, and now we're seeing flips at the Roval. That's what effectively knocked out Trey Wright, and Nikolai Sykes was able to stay out on the racetrack, but it was not a good day for the 87. And this is what happened to Mike Thompson, and he just lost it entering the final corner of the Roval. Tough break there for Mike Thompson. I mean, he almost won Martinsville, lost the lead to Nathan Faden. He's yet to get a race win this season. Season's not over yet. I have a good feeling about him at North Wilkesboro in the finale during the James Edding Wickard shootout. I have a good feeling about that one for him, but couldn't really capitalize here today at the Charlotte Roval. Nathan Stapleton on the penultimate lap. Driver error. Overshot entering the road course part of the racetrack. Hit the outside wall and spun the thing around, effectively ending his race a lap early. Tough break for him, but Daniel McMillan had a few hard hits to that outside wall, but he's going to come home with the race victory ahead of Ethan Lewis, Nathan Baird, Bradley Ream, and Owen Miles. It's top 5. Take a look at the rest of the results right there. And Ethan, very interesting race here at the Roval. How did you like this race? I mean, did you like it? Did you not like it? It's interesting to see how others feel about this race here from Charlotte.
Well, one thing that I saw interesting, those last 2 cars, when they hit the wall, it looked like their engine blew. I'm not sure how that happened.
Very interesting how the damage worked here, but those were some hard hits that those guys took. Going upside down and everything, so a very interesting debut race for the Charlotte Roval on NAPAFan here in the Her's Dash Series. This is the only race we have planned this year at the Charlotte Roval. We might do a special event sometime, who knows. But we got a lot coming up here this weekend. Indy 250 week starts tomorrow officially. The first Indianapolis 250 practice is tomorrow at 4 p.m. Eastern, and then tomorrow night at 9 p.m. Eastern is the Chick-fil-A Cup Series Mellow Yellow All-Star Race right here from Charlotte on the oval. Not on the Roval, but on the oval part of the racetrack. It should be a fun one tomorrow night. Winner gets $25 and reserved for Season 10. Should be a pretty good race. But either way, on behalf of Ethan Lewis, we will see you guys tomorrow night for the Chick-fil-A Cup Series Mellow Yellow All-Star Race. I keep wanting to say the Chick-fil-A All-Star Race is a new sponsor this year. It's the Mellow Yellow All-Star Race in the Chick-fil-A Cup Series. But thank you guys so much for watching. Like I mentioned, thanks to Ethan Lewis for calling these races with me. Go ahead and check out his series, the Home Depot Pro Series. Link should be in the description for that. And congratulations to Daniel McMillan, your race winner here from the Charlotte Roval. We'll see you guys tomorrow for the Mellow Yellow All-Star Race. I will see you guys later.